The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Well, hello. Thank you and welcome to our webinar, NAMA OneShow ROI Illustrated. What's happened is NAMA has invested money to make sure that we connect and deliver more ROI to our exhibitors. So today's webinar are exhibitor tools, opportunities to drive booth traffic, leads, and sales. And I'm going to go to the next slide, which is going to be our agenda, but I want to tell you something really encouraging and why this is so important. Here's our webinar agenda, but two highlights. One, we have expanded the NAMA OneShow floor plan for 17, and it's going to sell out. The great thing, also number two, is that our attendance registration for operators is currently up the same weeks out double digits. So here's the bottom line. More exhibitors, more buyers, more competition. So that's a reason we want to make sure that we share with you these tools to make sure that you drive as much traffic, make sure people know that you're at the show, you bring them to your booth, you generate the leads, and you got sales moving forward at OneShow. So here's a webinar agenda. We're going to talk about our registration link with lead generation capabilities, the free exhibitor toolkit, then we're going to talk about on-site and post-show lead generation tools, and then new marketing and sponsorship opportunities. You told us what you want, we've developed things, and we've got some great things in store for you. So let's get started and keep this thing rolling. So one of the biggest items that we have, and most important items, and I can tell it with conviction because I've used this on many shows, is a unique link that each exhibitor has that is specific to your company. It's called a PURL, P-U-R-L, a personal URL. Each one of our exhibitors is assigned a PURL. So what happens is that PURL is a link that goes to registration. So someone you send it to can register. Then what happens is anyone using your specific link goes into your registration bucket. You're going to hear in a few minutes why that is so valuable and will lead to lead generation prior to the show. Registration is $239 per buyer, registrant, operator, office coffee, micro market, whatever it is. So you know what the cost is there. The valuable marketing tool used by exhibitors, and here's why. Over 300 exhibitors, it sure is nice when our exhibitors reach out to a prospect or customer and say, come see me at the show. So our exhibitors will use this to drive booth traffic. It also creates goodwill because it separates you amongst the other 300 plus exhibitors, many of who are going to invite people also. And this is such an easy registration link or code for you to use that literally what you're going to see, and I'm going to show you how to use it, is you're going to see how to take this link and just literally paste it or hyperlink it into something you send out, and we have tools for you already set up, and it's just so easy to use. Here is a big bonus. NAMA appreciates the fact that you're inviting people, and with our marketing program, because of your PURL, we can see how many registrants come from each one of you folks. And so for every 10 registrations that use your specific company link, we're going to give you one free registration to use any way you like. So again, great bonus. Not only do you get leads out of this, but potentially you, depending on how many of these take on, you can get some extra bump out of it for a special person. So why use this special invitation link? Again, it's a very simple and inexpensive way of delivering this registration link. Invite people to your booth, invite people to see your new products. Again, 300 exhibiting companies. We want to make sure you fine-tune and people know that you're inviting them, you want them to see your products, and a special invitation to do so. It gives exhibitors the ability to generate leads pre-show. And again, I'm going to show you how in just a few minutes, but we're going to show you how to go to your exhibitor registration site to see who's registered using your specific link from your initiatives. The great thing is one of the best practices, and I'm seeing in other shows of people who use this, is once you see who's registered using your link, you send them to your salespeople, you call the registrants, set up VIP appointments at the show, and determine their interest. Again, one of the things I'm going to share with you again is what you're going to see from people who have registered, and you're going to be pretty impressed with it. You can export all of these leads into Excel, into your customer relation management system. And again, pre-show leads and engagement will increase booth traffic and quicker sales. So again, think about getting these, looking at these in advance, getting in touch with people, setting up VIP meetings, and you kind of move the sale to a quicker close. And then post-show, what you're going to see is the exhibitor registration site should be accessed about 72 hours after the show, because what will happen is you will again see the people who registered using your link and see who came to your booth, and then see who came to the show who did not come to your booth. That's always a red flag, and I have exhibitors who will call those people and say, oh my gosh, we invited you to the show, you used our link, but we didn't see you. What happened? Hey, let's follow up with you and show you what you didn't see. So we know many exhibitors will invite operators, so make sure your company gets a credit for inviting before somebody else does. How to use this link. So you think, all right, I got this great link. What do I do with it? We're going to provide you, and you'll see in just a minute, a free email template. And it's as simple as adding your company, your registration link, your booth number, your email, and send it out. It's as simple as that. Now, that email invitation can be changed and morphed, but what we wanted to do is make it very easy for you folks to make sure that it's easy to use a link and email things, so you're going to see that in the toolkit. The email invitation from company and sales reps, we have a lot of companies who will basically say to each rep, hey, I want you to go and send this invitation out to your folks. So all of a sudden, if you have 2, 5, 10, 20 salespeople, all of a sudden you've got people sending out potentially on different types of products and so on to invite your customers and prospects to come see you at the show. It's very easy also. You can copy and paste in email signatures. I see this being more and more. Hey, come visit us at OneShow 2017. Click here to register, and you simply hyperlink the your link to that banner ad. We also see a lot of companies who use their company websites and highlight invitations with banner ads. By the way, I keep saying banner ads. You're going to see we have provided those for free. And voila, number 5, banner ads and newsletters. We will have a number of links, professionally done links, which you'll see in a few minutes, that literally you can use on your website. You can use them in newsletters. You can use them in all kinds of information you send out to make sure that people see that you're going to be at the show, embed your specific Pearl, your registration link, and it's going to make a difference because it'll fill your funnel with leads. And in social media, make sure that when you use social media, because it's becoming a growing part of our industry, include your registration link on there. Again, use this, very inexpensive to no cost, and really can make a difference in driving booth traffic and gaining new leads. So assessing and managing the OneShow invitation program. This is a really easy system. Again, I know you see many slides, but this is being recorded, archived, so you can watch again if you like. Is you simply go to the OneShow 17 website, NAMA1show.org. You click on the registration tab at the top of the page, click on exhibitor registration, and then it's going to prompt you to log in. You have a drop down for your company, type in your password. If you don't have your password, give us a call and click the invite a customer tab. It's really as simple as that. Now here is a dynamic thing. Yes, this will drive booth traffic, but I want to talk about lead gen, and I'm telling you it is just phenomenal. So let's say that you sent out an email blast to, 200, 500, 1,000 people, maybe even more. And what you do is you go in there shortly thereafter and you see who has registered using your link, your Pearl. What ends up happening is this is a sample of what you would see. You would see the person's name, their company, their address, their telephone, their email, and you would also see some important information, and this is just a sample here, demographic information. So you're going to see their principal business. Let's say it's a vending operator. Their primary function may be owner. They're going to see your product purchasing time frame, but here's the killer. You're going to see the products they're shopping for at OneShow. They will be able to check off in the registration, and they currently are, what products they're interested in. Now imagine this, whether it be your customer or prospect. All of a sudden you're seeing they're coming to the show, you're seeing when they plan on purchasing and what they plan on purchasing. Again, now think about giving this to the right sales leads to say, hey, call them in advance, set up a meeting, This is just absolutely prime. It's not just giving you a name and address and phone number. It's giving you email, and it's giving you really good information about why they're coming to One Show, what they plan on shopping for, and it gives you opportunity to figure out how to best pitch them in advance and on show site. There is a free exhibitor marketing toolkit that we've added this year, and there's I want to add something kind of cool to this. So again, NAMA One Show has said we want to make it easy for our exhibitors to market because we want to make sure their ROI is as strong as possible. We market the show, we do a dynamic job, and as I said, registrations are trending in a very, very good direction. But you need to make sure you drive them not only to the show, but your booth. So what we've done is you'll see this, and this is on the NAMA1show.org website. Go under Exhibitor, scroll down, and you'll see Free Exhibitor Toolkit. There's plenty of graphics, logos, which are pretty typical. Then there's banner ads. We talked about this a little bit earlier. There are several size banner ads that literally you can use on your emails, you can use on websites, you can use on newsletters, and much more. Use those, and then the cool thing is you take your Pearl, your link, paste them in those types of things, hyperlink them. It really makes it easy. And again, it just becomes this natural thing that people will know you're at the show, know that you have new products, and they're really very, very professional. Then over on the right side of the screen, you see templates. We've created an email copy template that is as simple as this. You can go in, and we've got areas highlighted. It says company name. You put in your company name. Booth number. You put in your booth number. Then it has your invitation link. You go and grab that and put it in. Simple as that. Send it out. Or you can kind of fortify it and put in new products and things like that. But again, we wanted to make it easy. Another thing is the press release template. We have a lot of people who are launching new products at One Show. We want you to get it out to the media, get more exposure. So what we've done is we made it very easy for you to do. Same thing as the email template. It says highlighted where you put in your company name, the new products, your booth number, information to contact. Again, we want to make it as easy as possible and give you more tools to make this easy. Now, when you go to that, right below the screenshot you see here will be all the process to use that Pearl, that link that's special to you. So again, go to this right below there on the screen. You're going to see all of the steps very easily, step by step by step, about how to get your Pearl and how to use it. So moving on. Here's some other free, again, when you go to the toolkit, this is kind of a refresher of what we're doing. You get a free company online listing. Please go fill that out. And the reason I'm suggesting that is that what you're going to do is people are going to our website constantly and they're creating their itinerary, their agenda planner for what they want to see at the show. Make sure your online listing is free, it's completed, it's robust, it's got good information in there. Then again, use the email template, use it with your Pearl, your registration link, use social media. Please, again, growing area, there's lots of people paying attention to this. We're seeing more and more people following the NAMA communities and so on, so please take advantage of it. Press release template, take advantage of it. The logos, the promotional assets, the banner ads, use them, use them, use them. They're free, they're for your use. You may use one thing, you may use multiple things, but use them. Use it, create this campaign. It costs nothing, drive more traffic, get more leads, more ROI. Okay. So what I want to do now is I want to transfer this over to my partner, Steve Barove, who is on the other line. Steve's with Convention Data Service. Steve, tell us what you think a lead is.
Thanks, Chris. So let's first start out by defining what isn't a lead. What isn't a lead is a bad swipe or scan. You know, I go to some events and I see there's a line in a booth where people are waiting in line to get a cup of coffee or maybe an ice cream cone, and they're just in return for a badge scan or a swipe of a badge. And that's okay. You know, they're building an attendee list. But you want that personal interaction. You don't want to just collect business cards in a fishbowl or somebody's pocket. You know, to get a lead, you want that personal interaction where you're, you know, working with that attendee. You're defining their customer needs and wants and what products and services they're interested in. You want to ask qualifying questions. I'm going to talk about our lead retrieval products and services, and I'm going to go through the qualifying questions. You have, they come with 20 generic sales qualifiers, any of our technologies. You can customize those according to your company's products or services. You can upload your list of products or services, and there'll be lines of text with a checkbox. So after you scan a badge, you can go in and select the products or services they're interested in. Okay? We even have the ability to do full surveys, just like SurveyMonkey. We can do up to 40 questions with unlimited answers. So if you have the time and you can go in and you can qualify that sales lead, you can do it. You can answer all these questions, and then after you get back from the show, you'll have all that data. That is a strong lead, but that's what you want. Okay? Next slide, please. Why should I use lead retrieval? Well, I can tell you 100 reasons why you should use lead retrieval, and I don't know many why you wouldn't use lead retrieval. Maybe it's a monetary thing, and it might not be in your budget, but it should be. As Chris said before, there's all that valuable demographic information that I'm going to get to. It gives you the ability to quickly, collect all the data that's in the QR code. We put a QR code in everyone's badge, and all our technology gives you the ability to scan that QR code and collect all their contact and demographic information. Okay? You also have the ability to take notes. That's my favorite feature. I hear from exhibitors all the time. That's their favorite feature. If you have voice to text, if you're using it on your own smartphone or tablet, our Express Connect app, you can use voice to text to speak your notes. So you can, as fast as you can scan a QR code, put the phone up to your mouth, jot some notes down. If it's a heavy traffic coming in the hall, that's great. At least now you have notes that you can follow up on afterwards. You can also prioritize your leads. We have a 5-star rating system. All of our technologies have a 5-star rating system where you could rate each lead, so you know who's a 5-star, 1-star, etc. And with your leads in electronic format, after the event, when you get back to your office, you can sort your leads down. You can sort them by email. You can make mailing lists. You can send out email blasts. Copy the email list right into your email blast program and send out an email following up. There's also an email template that I'll get to in the app as well that you can send right from your phone while they're in your booth. And again, I'm going to get to the valuable demographic information that you're going to get that you won't get on a business card that Chris just touched on earlier.
Hey, Steve, there's one other thing that I think is really, really important, and you're going to talk about the attendee tracker in a few minutes. But folks, really quick, what ends up happening is, imagine attendees go through and get scanned at many booths. NAMA has invested in a program for us to send out to those people and tell them what booths they were scanned at. If you don't have a lead retrieval unit, you don't get it. So anyway, I think that's an important one too, Steve.
I agree. So here's all the demographic information that Chris had touched on. What is your principal industry? I mean, just look at all this valuable information. Vending, coffee service, food service. Look at, describe your company, operator, distributor, broker. It goes on. Next slide, please. What is your purchasing influence? Are they a decision maker? Do they recommend, or are they just someone who researches and then recommends? You get annual company sales. I mean, just valuable information that you're not going to get on a business card. This is one of my favorite slides. This right here is all the reason why you should get lead retrieval. You're going to get their products of interest. I mean, what better way to qualify an attendee than to know what product they're there to see and they're interested in.
Steve, I'm telling you, if people don't understand this, then they're leaving something on the table, because I've dealt with many shows where we have brought this program in, and people who get this realize that it's not just a lead, a name and number. Once you see what people want to buy, their influence in purchasing and so on, this is a qualified lead. And quite frankly, NAMA wants you to follow up with them right away. We're interested because you're an exhibitor, that you get these leads, you start working them in advance, close them at the show, so keep it rocking. This is a powerful bit of data that can really help your sales.
It's so true, Chris. And it's funny, being in the industry for 16 years, I can tell you that you're seeing less and less people, in my experience, carry business cards. And who's going to carry like 50, 100 business cards to hand out to exhibitors? That's why you should use, the lead retrieval. It's such an important tool. So train your staff. I mean, there's ahead of time. We have a demo version of our app, and it'll work on your smartphone or tablet. It'll also work on, we have a handheld device that you can rent, and then we have one that'll work on your laptop, PC, or a Windows Surface Pro. It's all the same software. It's all essentially our Express Connect app. And what I recommend ahead of time, I can provide the app to you. We have a demo version of the app where you can get your sales team in a room, communicating what your intentions are for the show, and get a game plan on what you want to do. And you can create accountability by setting the lead goals. I know some companies, they want each rep to get a certain amount of goals, and that's what they're there to do. You're there to get leads. And then role playing. I can't tell you how important it is to role play. Get in a room together. I do webinars customized for exhibitors. So if there are any exhibitors that want me to get on a call, I can send you the app. You can all download it to your smartphones or tablets. And then in the conference room, I can provide a personalized webinar where you guys can ask me questions, you can role play, and we can talk it out before you get on site. That way you're better prepared when the exhibit hall opens and the big rush of attendees comes in.
Steve, you nailed it this time, big time, because a lot of people sit in their booth and they wait for people to come to them. I think I shared with you in the past, I'd been at one trade show, McCormick Place South, 2,000 booths, and no one asked me a question walking up and down the aisle. So literally come up with some qualifying questions so somebody can create a conversation. If somebody's walking down the aisle, maybe you say, hey, are you interested in energy drinks, or do you sell energy drinks, or something like that. Whatever it is, think about different things that you can create some engagement rather than being passive. You're spending good money. We want the ROI. Do it right. Steve?
I agree, Chris. Oh, contest. I have so many exhibitors I speak with that they incentivize their sales reps. They put prizes available for whoever can get the most sales leads, whoever can qualify the most sales leads, etc. It's just another way to incentivize your sales reps to get more leads and to qualify more leads. So again, I touched on our products. I'll just go over them really briefly. There's the Express Connect app, which works on your smartphone or tablet. I recommend the app. If you're using a device that you're familiar with, I would recommend using the app because, quite honestly, you can get 2 app licenses for 2 cell phones or tablets for the same price as one of our handhelds. So I'm seeing more and more people are going with the Connect app because they can get it for all their sales reps. There's no hardware to pick up at a service desk. I can email you the app license before the show, get on a phone call. We can go through all the, the features and functionality. And that seems to be our most popular, and it's growing in popularity. We also have the Express Connect Plus, which is one of our Samsung Galaxy smartphones with the app pre-installed, and it comes with a charger. And then we have our Express Connect Elite, which is the same. It's the Express Connect app that works on your Windows Surface Pro, your Mac, or your PC. We also give you a USB scanner that would plug into your device and it'll enable you to scan that QR code. And with all of our options, we also offer a optional portable Bluetooth printer, and that'll work with anything. It'll work with your smartphone or tablet or our hardware as well.
Steve, this is the call to simplicity, and the way you guys do it, and I was just at a show that you used this on the other day, it's so easy. The great thing, too, is the CDS folks are on site at NAMA One Show. So if you have any challenges, problems, or you need any kind of details, they're there. Again, it's not like you're buying something, they're shipping it in, you're hoping it works. They're there. And Steve can, like you said, you can do some great training in advance.
Thanks, Chris. That's true, too. And I just want to also go on, piggyback on what Chris said. Before the show, I send out an email blast where I will let you know the location of our service desk, the person that will be managing the service desk, and we also provide their cell phone number. So you will get this before you go to the show. That way, if you have any tech support issues or questions, concerns, you can just contact that person. Our motto is don't come to us, let us come to you. Stay in your booth, call us, we'll send someone right out to help you, okay? If you don't get that email, let me know, and I'll send it to you from my own email. So this is the lead download management site. All of our technology gives you the ability to upload your leads in real time, where you're scanning the badges, it's building your Excel spreadsheet in real time, so you can download it every night if you have time. A lot of companies like to send out nightly email blasts where their marketing directors send, they create an email, they get it all primed up, and then they have their lead list they download each night to thank everybody for visiting the booth. You can go into this lead management site either to get your leads, but we also offer these graphics, these great graphics that'll sort your data, and it'll actually build these nice charts and graphs, and they're downloadable and they're printable, so you can share them with the rest of your team. You also have the ability to sort your leads. It's a pretty powerful tool. You can go in, and you can sort through your leads, you can search for leads, you can search for demographics, qualifiers, and so on, and then download your leads as well in a CSV format. Attendee exhibit tracker. So Chris already touched on this. This is what we like to call in the industry reverse lead retrieval. So let's say, NAMA one show is over. Maybe you're going on vacation after the show. Maybe you're going right to another show, and there's little time for you to follow up, or maybe you're going to forward the lead list to your marketing team to follow up on. Regardless, we're going to do the work for you. It's provided by Show Management, this tool that we provide, and what we can do is send out an email blast within 72 hours after the show to every attendee that was there at the show with a list of companies that scanned their badge. So your company will be listed. If you scan 100 badges, 100 people are going to have your company URL and information where they can click sent to their email address within 72 hours after the show. So we're following up for you, but then obviously you can follow up as well. But we've made it very easy for you.
Steve, if I...
Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah, Steve, one quick thing. I just want to kind of wrap up the lead retrieval side. So the industry research and trade shows at 50 to 60% of companies do not have a smart follow-up system for the leads they generate at the show. My Lord. So the systems that we've talked about, using free information in advance to drive the traffic, capturing it on site with things like this. There's also one other thing, Steve, I think we need to add here is that there's over 300 exhibitors. It's one of the biggest NAMA One shows ever. So what ends up happening, it's going to become more competitive. I believe that your system actually has, and you'd mentioned a little bit, has an immediate email opportunity. So what can happen is you can create this email, someone leaves a booth, or you can send an email, or by the end of the day send an email. Make sure the follow-up is swift to get the leads, to get the sale. And this gives you the opportunity to have a good follow-up system without having to go create something totally on your own.
Chris, thank you so much for bringing that up. I almost forgot that. The email template feature in the app, it's next to the notes feature, it's my favorite feature. Before the show, there's an email template in the settings, and you just set it up. You set a subject line. This is using the app on your own smartphone or tablet because it's associated with your email. You set up an email template, subject line, thanks for visiting XYZ booth at the NAMA show. For more information, contact, and list your sales contact, your email, phone number. Have that template ready, and after you scan a badge, all you have to do is hit an envelope icon, and it just automatically sends that email to that attendee while they're in your booth. How powerful is that?
Really great. Steve, these are very reasonable prices, but there's a special or an early bird. What is that?
There is. Early bird deadline is Thursday, March 2nd. So I'd recommend getting in at that early bird price.
Sure. So you see Steve's number. You'll see it again at the end of the webinar. So Steve, thank you. I want to go on now real quick to the other major part of this is this. We had our NAMA Exhibitor Trade Show Advisory Committee tell us that they wanted new marketing tools and metrics as an option to help build a campaign around exhibiting. And here are the things that they told us. They would like to have an opportunity where we sharpen up and give new tools that have metrics and measurables, that have responses, that have numbers connected to them. So although some people are still interested in the big banners and so on, which are great, they really don't generate metrics like many of the things that we have. The advisory board said, give us tools that deliver more booth traffic. We are investing good money in this booth, and we need to drive traffic. We want to be able to promote our new products and brand in advance and on site and post-show. We want to generate leads and sales. That's why we're exhibiting in NAMA One Show, and ultimately they want to build more exhibiting ROI. So we listened, and we're delivering. So NAMA One Show has a new set of marketing and sponsorship items literally for every budget and every objective. It's not just measurables. We've said, okay, let's develop diverse items. We talk to many people, and let's be sensitive to the cost to make sure, again, you can create a campaign around exhibiting, not just show up and sit in your booth and wait for somebody to show up. So I am fortunate to be with our own Anthony O'Shea from NAMA One Show to talk about some of the opportunities. Anthony?
Thanks, Chris. Hi, everybody. I'm Anthony O'Shea. I work with the NAMA One Show and Coffee, Tea, and Water. I sell exhibit space for both shows and sponsorship. And exhibit space has always been the number one thing that a company will do. They want to get a presence on the exhibit floor, get in front of the attendees. But definitely at the One Show, and especially this year, it is much more important as well just to stand out amongst all the other exhibitors. We are ahead of pace as regards the attendee numbers, which is fantastic, but also as regards exhibitor numbers. So there's more attendees to fight for, but there are more exhibitors on the floor trying to get their attention. So it's good to have sponsorship backups to enhance your presence on the show. We have both package varieties and a la carte, and we really try to set it up so that it works for you, and we're not just offering things that we think you'll like. So we give you both options. We still have as I say, the package sponsorships or the level sponsorships, which we have every year, and these are really good. They're all encompassing. They give you a very good presence at the show. We start off at the event level at $10,000. This year we have Kellogg's and Keurig at that level, and then to get more prominent exposure, you have the bronze level. We have Cantaloupe, Crane, Smuckers, and Vistar at that level this year. And then to maximize your exposure, you have the silver level, where we have 365 retail this year. And then finally, the gold level sponsorship, the very top one, where Pepsi and Hershey are our sponsors. So we still have those. Those are still very effective, and they're good packages. And I'll be sending out the sponsorship prospectus that'll give you much more detail about what you get within those. There's lots of offerings within those, and I don't want to bore you with that detail. I prefer if you read it in the prospectus, get a good handle on it, and see exactly what's included there. So for 2017, we've also created these marketing bundles, which you see here on the slide. And again, these are good packages where if you want to jump in, get good exposure at the show, this definitely helps you, and it's much more of a social focus on this, a social media focus, starting at the booster sponsorship package at $2,500, and then going right up to the championship sponsorship package at $5,000. You're looking at a social media offering, and then as you go up, we add in items such as being part of a webinar or being part of a video. So that's the difference between the booster, promoter, and championship sponsorship packages. And again, prospectus will have information on exactly what's included there.
Anthony, let me share with the crew here some interesting things. I got to tell you, we get some very innovative exhibitors, and let me tell you what they're doing. Because, as Anthony said, they're a la carte or bundled, I see people saying, okay, our objective is to do this, and we want booth engagement and beyond booth engagement. So this is just brilliant. I see people doing is they're renting a meeting room, then they're buying the booster package, and what they're doing is the booster package basically is marketing a special reception that they're having in the meeting room or presentation. So literally what they're doing is they've got their booth, they're talking about the new products and driving people to the booth. The booster package or promoter package or champion package is marketing not only coming to their booth, but the special event in the meeting room, and it's very reasonable cost. So combining these things together, Anthony's the master at making sure, again, it fits your exhibiting goals and your company goals, which is leads, sales, branding. So Anthony, great job, and Anthony is very able and willing and creative to help to do that with you.
Yeah, and we can also work with your budget. We understand that every company has a different budget, and we can definitely work with you to get what works for you, but also what works for your specific budget. And this leads on then to our low-cost options. And again, you might have seen these before, but some of these are very effective, especially at the One Show. The bag insert, for instance, this is a sample show. The attendees use their bags a lot. They do look to see what's in there. They use the bags to get samples on the floor and to see what's new out there. So if you do have a bag insert in there, it does get very good exposure. It is very reasonable, $1,650, you'll send us the inserts. A deadline for that is coming up very soon. It's actually going to be early March, so if that's something you're interested in, let us know. The other low-cost options we have would be the product showcase, something we tried last year, was very successful. I think its success is definitely based on the fact that it is off the exhibit floor. So it's close to the reg area, which is very high traffic volumed area. It is a shelving system as such, almost like cubes put together, where you can put your product in there for display. Usually, what's new in your arsenal that year that you would display. It's a 1 foot by 1 foot cube. Little sign in there, QR code telling people where your booth is, who you are, what the product is. So we have those available. You can buy 1 cube, or you can buy a number of cubes, and again, that's very reasonably cost option. We also, as we kind of mentioned about with the champion, promoter, and booster packages, we have social media packages as well in an a la carte mode, where essentially you're piggybacking on some of the outreach we're doing to the attendees, whether it is through a banner on the emails we send out, or a link, or if you're working through us with our social media channels, Facebook, Twitter, etc. We can get you in there as well and get your message out there. And then finally, we have the educational sessions. Education is a core part of this show, and you can be part of that by associating your name with some of the sessions at $550. It's very reasonable. Usually we have around 3 sponsors to each session, but your logo is there, it's prominent, it's also in print and in signage. So that's a very good option as well.
Anthony, too, heads up, you get to pick the session that you're sponsoring. So if there's something that your product is more related to in terms of the presentation, great match. And I've got to tell you, I know that in a lot of shows, people hand out bags and they just, kind of walk around. If anyone has been to NAMA One Show, those bags are full when people leave. So don't underestimate the power of a bag insert at NAMA One Show, because I'm telling you, people walk out. As a matter of fact, I've seen them coming back from multiple bags just because they take so many samples, Anthony, to your point.
It is, and that kind of is a good segue to here as well, insofar as we do have the attendee bag sponsorship available. It's exclusive. Companies had it for a number of years. They're trying something different this year, but it is essentially a walking billboard. We're going to have close to 5,000 or 5,000 plus attendees walking around the floor with your logo on the bag. It's a very, very good offering, and we give you 2 options where you can supply us with the bag if you have bags in storage that you want to use, and NAMA will put their logo on it, or else we can do it all for you. Different pricing, $14,500 if you're supplying the bag, $17,500 if you want us to do everything. That's available, as is the attendee lanyard. Again, every attendee will have this walking around with your logo in eye view of everybody. So that's also available as well. And Chris, you want to talk about the webinars and the video clip?
This is an awesome new one, Anthony, to your point. So what happens is, as you know, registration is trending in a really good direction. And 3 weeks prior to the show on April 6th, we will have an attendee Know Before You Go webinar. The webinar is really going to be promoted, well, not only to registrants, but to prospect operators. And what we're going to do is we're going to tell them all the things to make sure they maximize their time and have a very valuable experience at NAMA One Show. So there will be a webinar sponsor, and they will be featured in advance. And also, within the webinar, there will be no exhibitor-specific features except for the sponsor. So whether it be sponsoring, make sure you stop by this booth, or maybe you have an event, kind of like we talked about. Make sure you stop by this event, and then also kind of wrapping it up. But the cool thing about it, too, is that with that attendee webinar, we will be asking some polling questions, which we could cater with the sponsor, and also that registration list for the webinar will be provided to the sponsor afterwards. And segment video clips, these are cool as can be. As a matter of fact, thank you for Avante for sponsoring the micro market video clip, and really cool stuff. So again, these are great pre-show and on-site promotion tools that literally will let people know that you're going to be at the show and kind of tell them how you kind of escalate amongst each one of those segments. So you can tell people how you escalate and really kind of rise to the top in the vending market space, in the micro market space, in the coffee services space, and so on. So we've got some great things. And here's the cool thing about the video clips. Video clips are typically a fortune. They're not. These are very reasonable. Again, go see all the details at NAMA1show.org and just hit sponsorship and you'll see the menu, or call our friend here, Anthony, at 770-432-8410, extension 109. Anthony?
Sorry about that. I was on mute. So finally, we were looking at some off-the-floor options, because not everything happens on the floor. The exhibit hours are open for a certain amount of time, and there's lots that happens off the floor as well, whether it's the educational sessions, it's the registration area, and you want to be there as well because it is very high traffic volume there as well. So these options that we have, again, we've spoken about the new product showcase, but the break zone or the micro market, something again we did last year. It was a big success. We're fine-tuning it this year. We have Avanti on board again to supply us with a great stacking and racking system, refrigeration units. So it's going to be a really cool micro market area. They're going to have LCD screens highlighting the products. Really cool area where the attendees will come in. It'll be set up like a micro market. They'll grab the products. Yours can be one of those products that they grab, take away. And again, last year was a huge success, and we think it's going to be very successful again this year. So we have that offering as well, in addition to the new product showcase, which will be located, both of them in the registration area. And then we also have the hotel drops. Again, you've seen these before, but again, this, like the bag inserts, these are very effective at the one show, because people do want to find, the attendees do want to know about what is new. So we can set up the time that you want to drop, usually a morning drop, to the main hotel, and if we use any or additional hotels, we can add them in as well. It's a cost per drop, so let us know if you're interested in that. And Chris, do you want to just speak briefly about the Twitter wall?
Sure. As you know, social media is just growing rampantly in our space, so a lot of people don't know how to take advantage of it. The Twitter wall, literally this screen, this big screen, is in this primo traffic area that has your name all branded around it. Tweets pop up that are, either with our hashtag, things that, reference one show and so on. So your company is all over this exterior of that, all branded. And Anthony, if I just double back, the break zone, thanks Avanti, we got some killer stuff going on. We got LCD screens, that are highlighting the products in the break zone. They have the racks, the shelves, the heating, the cooling, the freezing systems, and so on. This year's break zone is going to be just hot as can be. If you're interested in being part of the huge micro market growth, it's a great place to be in. And so I'm telling you, some great options, and these are what I would consider beyond the booth engagement. So you're going to get people at your booth, but take advantage of your brand throughout the in Las Vegas, in areas like this.
So, Chris, thank you. So two things just to reiterate here. Numbers are up, attendee numbers are up, but so are exhibitor numbers. They are at historic levels. So it's much more important this year to take advantage of that, and you can do that through sponsorships. And we're only 8 weeks out from the show. With sponsorships, there's always deadlines in place. They're coming up very soon, early March. So let us know as soon as possible if you have interest. We'll reach out to you after this webinar with information on what we offer and how to secure it. And if you have any questions, all our phone numbers, you can see the contact information here. Thank you.
Anthony, so perfect. So the bottom line, buyer registration is up. Exhibitor registration is up. So we've got more buyers and more competition. NAMA is committed to delivering more ROI to our exhibitors. So take advantage of the unique pass invitation link. Take advantage of the programs that will give sponsorship before, during the show, extra branding, let people know you're there, and kind of help funnel people to your booth, over the 300 plus people. Make sure you take advantage of these follow-up system by literally having lead retrieval and us being able to tell those folks who they visited at the show. So folks, on behalf of Anthony O'Shea, Steve Barove, and yours truly, Chris Price, here are the names and numbers of everyone. We're happy to help out, answer questions, and make sure you have a great 2017 One Show. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you in Las Vegas.